rated E for elitists. We're gonna be talking about some stuff today, man. So I hope you guys have a snack, have your little lunch beverage or whatever it is that you're doing today, man. We about to dive in for the next half hour. We're gonna be talking about watches and how much your watch up. The watch that you bought right now, the one that you got on your wrist, before we even do a wrist shot, it doesn't measure up. It's actually trash. Matter of fact, I hate the way your watch looks. I hate the way it drips off your wrist. I don't like the design cues. I don't even like how big it is, man. And you know what? For those that like wearing Aragon and Invicta, you guys are completely wrong. Completely wrong. I don't even know why you guys even call watch collectors. In today's episode, it was being interrupted by Slim Weeze, aka one part of the founders of the Meet Now Awards that just happened this weekend, which was actually a pretty dope show, but they just interrupted the whole live stream just now, just because, you know what I'm saying? And I know he's gonna come into the chat and say, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? So for those that's at home, if you read in the comment section, yeah, thanks Slim Weeze for interrupting today's live. Let's continue, all right? So today we're gonna be talking about some watches. I see we got somebody down in the chat. The Tony Woe is here. Tony Woe, he's at work on this thing, and Tony Woe is a fitness coach. He's an entrepreneur. He's a rapper, and he is a watch collector as well. And you know what? I don't like his watches either. I can't stand to look at his watch. It's just all wrong. It's all wrong. Okay. And I got some examples for you guys too. And you guys, you rate the watches that I'm going to show you. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you the first watch. Oh, my bad. We're supposed to do the wrist check. Silly me. This is a watch right here. This watch is coming straight from Canada, man. Really cool dude, dope creator. He designed this watch. And granted, you look at the design cues, you can say what it looks like, man, but I don't even know why he wasted his time, because I really don't like the watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why he did it. I'm just wearing it because I guess it tells time, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like this, man. I feel like this. If your watch costs less than a used Honda, that thing ain't real timing. That ain't horology. Come on, baby. What are we talking about here? He said, what up, small fingers? Can you turn that hat upside down? Absolutely not, sir. I will not turn this hat upside down. You need to get your mind out of the gutter, sir, and be a participant of the show. Matter of fact, if you're watching this right now, as if I care, but what watch do you have on your wrist right now? And if it's anything less, I'm gonna tell you what. If you tell me you got a watch that costs less than $5,000, don't even bother. All right, just stop it. Okay, don't even do it. I don't want to hear it, because if it's not a Tudor or better, what are you doing? What are we doing? You feel what I'm saying? Let me see. Let's see what's in the chat. What? Oh, hold up. I just got a message. I'm gonna do my thing. Thank you so much. Grand Lupa. Let's address this, y'all. Grand Lupa. This is from the Invicta Watch Company, no less, right? And unfortunately, I got some examples here. I have a Pro Diver, right? This is the 9937 OB, original bezel. This watch right here actually got Invicta in some hot water back in the day, because you know what company came after them? Rolex. They did. They said, hey, wait. That watch is, it's too close, because if you took off look at that. You see the wings up there? You took that off and put like a crown on there, you'd be like, yo, that's a Rollie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see this from a distance, if you kind of know what it looked like, you think it's a Rollie. So yeah, they slap Invicta with that cease and desist, come up with a more distinctive homage, if you will. And who's rocking homages anyway? That's crazy. And then of course I have this Invicta piece right here, another Pro Diver. So you have a 40 millimeter versus a 40, what is this, a 44 millimeter. And who wears larger watches? If you're wearing a watch that's over 40 millimeters, so the Goldilocks size, 36 to 40. Anything over that, what are we doing here? What are we doing, man? Y'all playing with me now? Listen, man, we got to take this back to like 1755. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like Breguet. All right, we got to take this back to the mid 1800s, man. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this: the innovation, the creativity. These watches, these creators that brought these devices to life, literally had a whole bunch of little small pieces. They put it together. They got levers, they got jewels, all these different things. You know what I'm saying? They put oils and stuff like that, whale oils in these watches to keep them running, and it captures an element that we have no control over, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no control over time, and it beats you down on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? So you only got so much time in a day to get stuff done, and then you got to rest. For those of us that get sleep, the rest of us, of course, are like vampires. But in a 24-hour scale, you have X amount of time to get the work done. You got so much time to write that book. You got so much time to work out. You got so much time to waste time. It don't matter what you do in the 24 hours that you have. This thing is going to keep moving, and these things are going to actually outlast us. You know what I'm saying? And then the next person going to get it, and they going to, whatever. They're going to do what they're going to do with it. But for those people that are following certain brands like Invicta, whew, heaven help us. Who even let these people in the... And then you talking about Aragon? And wait a minute, Seiko. You know what's funny about Seiko? Seiko is putting out the same type of watch on a regular basis. It's entry level, right? It's a big name, it's a brand name. But they are putting out a watch and they're increasing the price, and people continue to go to these watches, right? They continue to complain about, like, hey, the time and bezel don't match up, and it's a 4-arm movement, it's a base type of movement, it ain't really doing much, you know what I'm saying? But we still gonna get it because we're Seiko fan people, you know what I'm saying? And we get to brag on it, man. Hold on, man. Let me see, where's the Seiko at? I got one. I'm not gonna leave y'all out like that. So here we got right here, Seiko 5. I know. Listen, y'all. I would slam me too. So if you're gonna slam me in the comments, man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Get me together. Get me together today. Double tap that. Hold up, let me see. Grand Lupa. What's up, everybody? What's up, Chris? Let's be real. Those were affordable watches. Hate on luxury watches far more than those luxury watches hating on affordable watches. Whoo! Guess what, man? I got this thing right here, man. So this off the internet. According to some influencers, luxury watches don't just tell time, they tell your worth as a human being. So you ain't worth nothing. If you don't have a luxury watch, baby, you ain't worth nothing, man. So kudos to those that have those more expensive pieces, man, because you are the truth. You are the one. You are the lifeblood of horology, man. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to live. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have something to strive for. You know what I mean? I'll tell you what. Where's another one? I have an example, right? I got an example. I have an Aragon, and then this Invicta. Let's put this up right here. Because I know there's somebody right now that's like, oh my gosh, he has two of they're big, they're huge. Who wears these? They're thick, man. What's going on here? And you're like, I hate this watch. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this watch. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the cheap sapphire crystal. I don't like the colorways. I don't like the off-brand bracelet. It reminds me of a luxury bracelet and they try to copy it. I don't like it. I don't like the reality. Can't stand it, if there is such a thing. I don't like the smell of it. I hate it. I loathe it here. So if anybody's wearing these watches right now, you're not a real watch collector. You do not pass go. You don't get to call yourself a horologist. You don't get to call yourself a collector at all. Okay? All you have is a false sense of what watch collecting is supposed to be. Okay? So we have to continue fighting for luxury watches, vintage, and all the watches that mean something. All of these micro brands and even I'm picking on Seiko today. You see this piece right here? Some people would see this watch and be like, you know what, I really dig this, I like it, it's awesome. But for the other people, it's like, wait. Why stop there? Why spend $450 on this watch, or $425, or $380 if you get it on a discount? Why spend the time buying this watch when you can literally put another $3,000 on top of that and get you a real watch? What's the point? I don't understand it. The truth is, when people show their luxury watches, those with all fields fixed on, I mess with it, Victor. Hey, what's up, John? What's your opinion on Invicta watches? My opinion on Invicta watches? I'll tell you in just a second. Good morning, everybody. Let's be real. All right, so let's get down to the brass tacks, man. Let's be 100 with you. All right, so today I wanted to just come on and really talk about a topic. I watched 1916 Company a few days. What was it? Yesterday. I watched it yesterday, and Tim also literally covered the destructive behavior of elitists, the watch snobbery, right? And this has been a topic that has been discussed over time. And I'm gonna tell you the harsh reality of watch collecting. Like, if you collect it, if you buy it, you should enjoy it. If you spend your hard-earned money on it, you should enjoy it, right? The problem is, like you said, and I do agree with you, if you look at a influencer's channel, right, and granted, somebody could be on since 2020, or they could have gotten on 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it is, and they have a significant amount of people that's following them, they tend to be that they're influencers, right? And I'll say this too, even if you had 400 subscribers, you have 400 people that thought enough to subscribe and click, so they may take what you're saying and agree with you, right? So it is a lot of clickbaity titles, and this is a topic that has been back and forth. Now, what I was saying earlier today, man, me personally, I would say, where would you like? You spent the money on it, where would you like? And I do agree with you, there are more people that spend money on watches that's less than $1,000 that's more critical of somebody that is, I don't know, maybe, I'm not even gonna say that because I don't have the statistics, so I can't say if that's true or not. I can't say if that's true, but I have seen it both ways. I've seen people that buy luxury watches talk down. I've seen people that don't buy luxury watches talk up, be like, hey, these people are crazy. So you have this argument. I can't imagine spending $6,000 on a watch like a Cartier and it has a ETA-based movement, or Panerai. I can't imagine somebody buying a Panerai, seeing that it has an ETA-based movement for $8,000 or $9,000. And then it keeps going up from that. Hugh Blow has the same situation going on. You have an ETA-based movement, okay, how modified it is, power reserves around 42 hours or whatever. Why would I spend that much money? Why am I spending thousands of dollars? I mentioned this in one of my other lives about micro brands, and even with who's that? One of you guys talked about, I can't remember who, but it wasn't. Was it John? Hold up. I don't know if it's time. One of you guys had mentioned that you don't want to buy any more micro brands, and listen. I believe that I spent a lot of time and money on micro brands, and then some of them just sit in my case. And I'm gonna be like, I have a bunch of micro brands right now. One of which that I wanted to get, this one right here. I wear this watch, but I have other micro brands that I don't fool with as much. And is that a waste of my time? Is it a waste of money? I'm gonna be honest with you. In some cases, it is. In some cases, it is, because I did buy it for hype. I just literally watched Chris's video yesterday, and he's talking about overrated watches, and I have to agree with some of the stuff he's talked about. Laurier, I like Laurier. I think Laurier's dope. Is a dope watch company. And at $455 or at the $500 mark or whatever the case is that watch worth it? Depends. It doesn't stack up to some other watches, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. That watch, a Laurier, doesn't stack up to some of my watches that cost $300. quality wise, the bracelet and everything, you just don't. I actually took my my bracelet off of my my Laurier Neptune, and I replaced it with a leather strap, and I like it better with that leather strap. I would never put it. I'm not putting the bracelet back on it. It looks better with that. Well, let me get into the comment section, man. I don't want to miss out on anything. I hear. Oh, going back to my humble opinion on Invicta watches is Invicta has a whole collection that's super dope. I'm talking about, like, if you go in a back catalog, Invicta has some heaters, man. Today's Invicta, what they doing right now, I think is good for people that like racing, people that like the more extravagant pieces. But me being somebody that has experience with Invicta, I hate the quality that they got right now. And for those of us that knew that the quality count started falling off after 2013, like, the quality now is like, yo, it's crazy. Because it's just like Seiko, man. It's like you getting the same watch, same stuff that's going on with this, and they're not giving you more, but they're charging more. They're going up. I don't care if they go up by $10. I'm like, okay, I don't want to have to pay more. Well, that's the cost of getting into the watch. Well, like, I don't have to buy it. And that's the one thing that I'm like, why complain about a watch price going up if they're not giving you more? If you're not satisfied with that, it's as easy as not buying. It's that simple. And I think it was Ben 10. Like, I'm not offended by anybody's titles. I will say, going back to Tim Masu, that's how he started that last show he just did. I think it's like 28 minutes or something like that. 1916 Company. He talked about all the destructive behaviors behind influencers and elitists, if you will. $50 fossil watch has been my go-to, and again. In certain circles, you mentioning that fossil will be frowned upon, right? And I'm like, that's not your watch to even frown upon. Like, how hard is it to keep your comments to yourself? Obviously, it's hard. And especially if you're on Reddit. If you go on Reddit, you're toast if you wear a fossil. Some people are like, why would you do that? Who spends money on fossils? People that like fossil. Same as people that like Movado. People that like Invicta. People that like Aragon. People that like Seiko. The watch community care about watches, yet there's still a division in the community because people are soft. I don't know why are we sensitive? Why are we sensitive to what's going on? I kind of agree, especially if I'm going micro brands and watching subreddits. Fans or stands. This whole, it's too obvious. We are all grown, so why do I need another guy to tell me and enjoy my watches? That's silly. Why? See, Ben, here's the deal. You fall into the category where that doesn't move you because you're going to buy a watch regardless. In my 7 years of doing YouTube, I literally, one of the weirdest, the most devastating things that I saw on YouTube was, and this had nothing to do with watches, but this kid was so distraught with his life to where he ended it live, right? This was during COVID, right? Like, I'm like, did this dude just, like, dim his light or shut his light out over, I don't know what was going on. One of the most viewed, and then YouTube, of course, pulled it. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. But people do dive into this, man. People check in with all of these large companies, right? All these entities, man, and they follow the stories, man. Like, for example, too, what I've noticed, me personally, in 7 years of doing this, I literally watch content creators have this narrative of luxury. We want to talk, they talk, and that's what they promoted. Some people are motivated by the contract that they have with certain companies to promote these watches. They're paid for that. And you can fault them for it if you want to, but like, they're not gonna stop because they're getting paid. Or if you're getting free merchandise or stuff like that, again, you're still getting paid. You're getting something for your efforts here on YouTube. And then that looks crazy that you spend 4 or 5 years talking about a particular brand, that is, you elevate this brand, be it luxury, whatever the case is, or if you're a Seiko person, whatever the brand is, you celebrate it, you talk about it, right? To you blue in the face. And then stuff happens. 2025 changed the way some people, a lot of people bought watches because their funds got tapped, or the money, they were like, hey, it's not worth the squeeze. I'm not about to follow this trend because watches are steadily going up. So now we're in a position where people are doubling down, and some of those same influencers that were talking high-end luxury and saying that, hey, you should get this is the watch. Now they're saying, well, luxury watches or micro brands is the place to be. I watched it. Do it matter to me? Hey, that don't pay my bills. It don't do nothing. It don't move one thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I do, and one thing I will say, as far as the algorithm is concerned, it is a, man, it is a battle. It's a dance that you have to do as a content creator, because you want to stay in line with the algorithm as much as possible. But then there's a trade-off. So, for example, this episode that I'm doing, this live stream I'm doing, will this accelerate? Will this go off? Will it pop off? I don't know. Possibly. Evergreen content. Maybe this thing will go off in another year, 2 years, whatever the case is, because this is something that this topic may be big in a year from now. This time next year, it may be huge. It may be big after Watches and Wonders. Who knows? But I like to do what I'd like to do. I like to talk about certain topics, and I like to get you guys' ideas and comments. So let's get into the comment section real quick. People get sensitive because they feel that their collection is S and not filled with luxury brands. And that's hey, you know what's crazy too about that? What you saying that like a luxury watch does not need to be in everybody's collection. It does not. Like, that is not a thing. Like, if you look at like AP or Vacheron, and you, like, for me, I like Vacheron. I love the way Vacheron looks, man. If you look at this thing through a jeweler's loop, it's beautiful. Like, the finishing is beautiful, man. I'm like, yo, that's a lot of work that goes into these watches. I love looking at these watches. That's why I said I want to see an FP Journe in person and look at it and study it and just like look at all the details and stuff like that. And does that mean that I want to own one? No, I don't want to spend that kind of bread. Even if I had it, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to spend that kind of bread. I just want to enjoy it. It's like where I'm at right now. I want to enjoy. Case, I'm going to say this. I posted this watch right here. And let's get into this real quick. I want to do rating real quick. What's up, Hio Silver? If you feel like because you have a luxury watch, it's a you problem, folks. Just want to share our stuff and talk about all types of watches some can afford. Yeah, and like, you shouldn't shy away, because that's the thing too, is like it does go both ways. Because if you are a luxury watch person, that doesn't make you the devil. It don't make you evil because you got a lot of, you know what I'm saying, you put money into whatever. You worked hard, invest, whatever the case is, however you got it. No, I can't say however you got it, because if you stole it, that's different. But if you did what you had to do, investments and stuff like that, then you Gucci. You're missing my point. That's why people are. Okay. Microbrands are in a unique space. They're not beholden to legacy, design, language, AP stuff. And yeah, lack of history. And okay, so John, here's the deal too. You know what's not talked about? When I was digging into the history of certain watches, man, I look at what was going on in society in different areas, what was going on in the United States, what was going on in the UK, what was going on in Japan during those times, man. And there's a group of people that couldn't afford, they couldn't touch a watch back in that day. We celebrate what goes on, but like, there's a group of people, a large group of people that were not, they were so poor, the conditions of life were so poor to where a watch, man, they can barely get the next meal. But like, that was happening. And what's going on, like, there's no difference. The only difference between like 1755 or 1832 and now is the technology. The technology was advanced for the time. Our technology is advanced for the time. And what do we have now? We have poverty. We have people that's living, homeless people. We got people that serve their country in the military state. You know what I'm saying? And they're poor right now, which, like, that makes no sense to me, but it happens. Be it poor decisions, or be it that when they came back, the cost of living was just too much. They just too much. They just couldn't get it. So all of this stuff is luxury. Anything outside of eating stuff, and I'm going back to, like, what's ringing in my head is You don't need me or nobody else telling you what watch you should have. Well, I see these videos pop up all the time. The best 5 watches you should get in your collection. The top 5 watches. What if there's 5 dive watches that you want to get because you are a dive fanatic or you just love the aesthetics of a dive watch? Dress watching. If somebody say, "Hey, why would you do that, man?" Like, you need to have a pleasure watch. A luxury watch. You should have a watch for sport. You should have a watch for play. All this other stuff. And I'm like, do you? It may not fit in your category. It may not fit. Hold up, I'm gonna get into this review real quick because I want to talk about the year miss. Okay, I read that. Like, when, what you like and buy? What sends you the most happiness? Luxury has its detractors for various. Yes, Trap, you can say. No, I'm not offended. I like to create stuff around topics. I'm not offended by it, bro. Like, you can call Cap. I'm not offended. Like that, of all things, let me tell you something, Ben. The things that in my life, like, that make me, yeah, it's definitely not that. Now, was that the case when I first started this channel? Yeah. I mean, dude, you think about this, man. Being an Invicta collector, man, when I'm an Invicta unofficial ambassador, I'm just sitting out here trying to talk about this brand, and like, we're talking about it, I'm pushing it, I'm doing this, I'm doing all the things, right? And I'm getting hate, I'm getting all this other stuff. Yeah, I was offended then. Now, not so much. Not so. And I'm gonna say not at all, because my watch collection is my watch collection. For example, I have a visitor piece that I wore the other day, right? And I got a couple people that's like, when they saw it, they was like, "Yo, this is nice." I wore this to church Sunday, and they were asking what it was. I said it's a company here in Indiana, and you know what I'm saying, it's going through the whole thing. And I like the watch, whether if people there like it or not. So today's episode is really not. It's not about me being in my feelings about anything. It's actually bringing up some valid points as to where I have been. Yes, I have been talking about these things because that is a real thing. Because I get comments, I get stuff, emails, the whole nine, and this is real. This is real people, and there's people that will never talk in the chat. They, for that very reason, they will never. So I address it. But no, I'm not offended. This is definitely true, and that's why I always want to look at micro brands that have certain uniqueness to them, a genuine connection. Micro should be defined product values, not price. Leaders in the micro brand. Micro brands have their place, though. I mean, they do. They have a place for people, and I think, you know, the one thing that I've noticed with micro brands is how they will see what's not in the industry, and they go for it, and then they put a price on it, and you can argue that the price is like it's too high, or yeah, I'm not fooling with that. But like, let's jump to Marks, and this was a legit comment the other day. I got somebody said that this watch was complete trash. It was garbage. Somebody left that comment for me that they did not like this watch. They didn't agree with what I said about it, right? And that doesn't change my mind about the watch. It had an H34 in it, gilded. I mean, the loom on it is amazing. The watch feels great. It looks great. On my wrist, I just love the overall design. It's one of my favorite watches. It's like one of my go-tos as far as a dive piece. A diver, GMT diver. It's just a phenomenal watch. And somebody did not agree with me on this when they did not like it. I'm like, well, it fits the bill for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now the clasp and stuff like that may not be up to par with something that's a luxury, but for the price, perfect for me. Does it make it a perfect watch? For me, it fits my thing, so it's a perfect watch for me. And then there's this piece right here. I mentioned the overall dimension. I bought it for the color, right? One of Mark's more popular pieces, right, has the ocean spray style dial where it is this color, like the turquoise, and then it's like the ocean, and then it's like white, like the waves crashing. This is the reason why I got this colorway. And I mentioned this in the last time I showed this video. I think the black one will be more of universal piece if you were to get this one, because you have a shark design on it. And I'm noticing something. Hold on, let me see. This thing got caught up in something. This combo right here, when I saw it, I was like, I dig it. But when it's on the wrist, it's like, I don't know. So that's it on the wrist. Fits sort of, I mean, it's not uncomfortable, but it does have sort of an awkward feel because you have the flexibility of that mesh and Melanie's bracelet, but then it comes to the link. And of course that, like, just to get the details of it, that was a shark's teeth. Aesthetically speaking, I give it an A+ for it mimicking a shark. At the same time, it came out with the actual, around the time that Jaws piece, well, actually it's months after, but I would say this is a more wearable piece than that actual Seiko diver, that Seiko turtle with the Jaws thing, because you have to like Jaws. That is such a novelty piece. This is something that you can actually wear. And this one, I'll wear this on a regular basis. I could, or vacation. And then you have the shark on the back with his lighthouse. And you see the quick release up there. This watch is so super versatile, so you can switch it out. Like, you put a NATO strap on it. You can do whatever you want to with this watch. Make it your own. But I think, like, overall, everything that Mark's put out is affordable, and it fits the bill. You want high beat movements, he got them. You want just a regular innate movement, something that's just you can pick up and go. Quartz, I think overall, and I'm just rating the company, not just the watch, the company. I haven't had any problem with it. His customer service is A1. If you have any issues, boom, email, boom. He's responsive, both on social media and his emails and stuff like that. So, not so much Instagram. I don't think he follows. I mean, he don't do. If you send him a private message on Instagram, I don't think he's responsible on that one. But email is the best way. So I'm just saying, like, these watches, for the price, I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you like something more polarizing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the features, the bracelet, I give it a C-, being honest. I mean, it's still cool. And I like the fact that I can switch it out to rubber, which I will when I go on vacation, because I'm going swimming with this thing. Almost definitely, I'm going swimming. On the loom is crazy too. All right, Jack Mason is a micro brand that I'll always enjoy, since they are. When he talk about Jack Mason, I have a Jack Mason, all white. I just showed this watch this morning when we had time. Okay, boom. All right, I'm gonna get through these comments, and then your boy, I'm gonna have to ride out, because let me see, 30 minutes. I'm actually 3 minutes over. Let's be honest here. If you have the money, why would you close off your experience and mind two watches at a higher price? Reasonable today, closed-minded. No, here's the deal too. With that, you have to know what you like, though, bro. You have to know what you like. My mind ain't. Oh. Because if I can explore it, like I told you, the one watch that I would gravitate towards, man, company-wise, if I had the money for it, was Vacheron. I've looked at a couple of watches. I would actually bypass Omega. As much as I like Omega, I would bypass them and go straight to Vacheron. I would get Vacheron over AP and Patek, to be honest. And the thing about it is, like, I love that the annual calendar, the Patek annual calendar. I was looking at a 2013 and 2014 version. It was all gray, it was smoke gray. I like that watch, but that Vacheron overseas was just, that one just took me out, man. Like, I was just looking, oh man, that's a beautiful watch. So no, I'm not closed off to that. If I was in that position to buy something like that, it's a lot of money, but yeah, that would be the one I would gravitate towards. Okay, my bad. Yeah, you're not offended. It's for topic. Yeah, it's no. You ain't gotta apologize, bro. We talking. Hey, bro, you listen. I told y'all, this is a safe space, bro. We gonna have a discussion. We gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? You my people, bro. Nah, we having a discussion, man. I will never be offended with y'all unless you just came and attacked me. Like, man, I hate you because of this. I'm like, dang, bro. And I don't think I'll be like, okay, you having a bad day, and I just keep it moving, bro. As you speak about micro brands, please shift this into referencing micro brands that have high price tags, and let's see how the conversation immediately goes sideways. Ooh, I'm gonna tell you. Since we're talking Jack Mason, I saw some comments where people just didn't agree to spending over $1,000 on Jack Mason because it's they were comparing Jack Mason to oh my gosh, it's an AliExpress brand. I can't think of it. I can't think of it, but it's an AliExpress brand, and some people feel like no, Jack Mason ain't no better than that. Why is that watch $1,100? And Formex for that matter. Formex, like people like Formex, but they think like Formex is too much. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a $5,000 piece now. You know what I'm saying? They got that UTC. That thing is $4,800, and they like, yo, that's Tudor territory. Um, there's a couple. Yeah, I'll promise you, you're right. It will go sideways because it has. I've had these conversations on other people's channels. The idiots who make well, the collection is for this. You ratchet, you ratchet. Tim also is cool because he clearly wouldn't buy many affordable watches, but still shows respect. Yeah, he just said you wouldn't spend higher price money if you had it. So my point is close off. No, so here's the deal. Like right now, all right, let's be clear, John. Let's get one thing clear. Right now, I'm not thinking about that. As far as that. And I've said on previous, like if I had it, Panerai would be one of the watches I go to. And I kind of wrestle back and forth with that because I'm like, I love Panerai honestly because of Sylvester Stallone. As a kid, I watched them, and then I always like watches. But I had to argue. I mean, I ain't gonna argue. I go back and forth with, if I was to buy a luxury watch, what would I get? And that was, I think this came up in not the last, I think the first live I did for this year. Like, what would I get? You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of on the fence with it. But like, if I was gonna spend any considerable amount of money, it'll be that. But right now, like this year, 2026, I'm not focused on that. Now, stuff changes, bro. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, I make an investment, boom, I'm off and running, and that money's there. Now, based on my lifestyle right now, which I will dig into later, there is going to be one of those heart-to-heart videos that I'm doing that's coming up at some point. I don't have a date to you why I'm saying this right now. Some people already know that. Some people that got my number, they already know where I am with that. But yeah, I like watches, bro. At the end of the day, I like watches. Some watches, very expensive. I mean, extremely expensive. What was that watch I was looking at? It was a Rolex. It had gemstones. I can't remember the name. Can't remember the model number of it. It had a lot of gemstones on it. They had diamonds, rubies, all type of stuff in the bezel. And this watch was $120,000 used. I'll put it on I'm like, yo, it was pretty heavy too. I'm like, this watch is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine spending that kind of money, but I like the watch. The watch I thought was fire. Just because of gemstones, because I do have a diamond piece. I've shown this, like, and I have an Invicta piece that's pave diamonds. It's like 2.68 carats on this thing. It's diamonds everywhere on this watch. And diamonds are cool, but gemstones, man, like when you got like sapphires, rubies, and everything else, man, like, yo, emeralds, I'm all for that. I love that. But I wouldn't necessarily say that I'll close my mind off to it. I'm just not focused on that right now at the current time. Yeah, one of the main issues I see increase their price trying to. Yeah, I'm not with that. I think the dead horses. Others have a very different lens in collective hobbies, which is great. You know, I would love for us to. I mean, it's not gonna happen, man, because people are gonna say stuff. People are gonna feel certain ways. But I think it's crazy because I've seen a couple of YouTubers talk about this. Tim was one of them, and there's a couple other YouTubers like, hey, just the destructive thought, man. You know what I'm saying, of criticizing. And I don't think that somebody that has luxury watches are like I don't know why they have to get picked on by certain people. Because if you like a watch that's under $500, why are you coming for somebody that has a watch like they did something wrong? Like they pissed in your Cheerios because you got a $10,000 watch. You know what I'm saying? And if you post it, like, look at him, I'm like, bro, that color don't look good on you, man. You need to stop it, like, for real. But I digress. Michael, it should be about production values, not price. All right, Michael, leaders of Michael, FP Jordan both. FP Jordan, man. Again, I say that, man. I want to see FP Jordan in person. So ain't no haters over here. Even if I had the money, I wouldn't ice out a watch. Yeah, I wouldn't. That would be a never for me. Never, like ice out a thing. Ooh, okay. All right, y'all. Ooh, I went over. I got to go. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Just started out. I wanted to do something like a little different today. My topic today wasn't to offend anybody. It wasn't to single out anybody because I did kind of come on strong with the whole Invicta Aragon people. I have the watches in my collection. I do like expensive timepieces as well. I think as far as history is concerned, some pieces do have like historical value because where they've been in flight. And I said this before, I'm not going to do the whole argument on the space stuff, man, but there are some watches that actually went into orbit that I think is super dope when you take that. And that comes from me being a veteran, military. My watch was a part of my equipment. It was a part of who I was. So when I load up, throw a vest on, I got my watch, everything, like my gloves, everything had to check out. So they're very symbolic to me. You know what I'm saying? Like because I have a few watches that have overseas experience. You know what I'm saying? That's still in my collection. Some that are broken, I will never get rid of them. And I think, like, at the end of the day, yeah, going back to what you said, bro, you don't need anybody to tell you that you enjoy it. But, like, yeah, that's that constant, yo, bro, what are we doing? And sis, I'll say sis as well, because the ladies don't chime in on it, but they watch and listen. And some people do feel insecure about their watches, man. I'm like, you should not feel insecure about the watches that you wear at all. Because, like, you're not measuring your watch collection to somebody else. Why? I'm not, like, for example, John, you got the watches that you got, right? Ben, you got the watches that you own. And I love when you guys tell me what you wearing, I'm like, if I don't know it, I will look it up. And I'm like, oh, that's tight. I like that. Yo, that doesn't make me feel like, I got to get my watch collection up. No, like my watch collection I enjoy it. And this one, yeah, this is like, I dig this piece. I love wearing this watch. Now, this is not going to work with everybody. Some people consider that watch to be a cheaper version of something else. Okay. Seiko 5s, I like them. I have too many, in my humble opinion. I got too many. I don't want any more Seiko 5s. Yeah, that's a dead mission. I don't want to fool with them like that. So, what happened? This is a good topic. Afternoon, sir. Went to VA 5th floor looking for you. Thought you was on the watch. Out, man, bro. Listen, that's my appointment is tomorrow, bro. My appointment is tomorrow. I'll be happy when I get. Be proud, yes, sir. What do you think of the new Vizionico? I think it's dope. I like it. I think Vizionico is a brand phenomenal. I like their design cues. I like what they're doing. I would own more. I definitely like Vizionico, but I'm keeping my options open with watches this year. I do want to get an FC. That is one of my goals, and we can go from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Chat was offended. Another. Oh yeah. Rolex. Hannibal, me and you, we got to do something together. Watches, unboxing. Yeah, I'll hit you up, bro. Let you know what's popping. So, Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys made it this far, man, leave down in the comment section, man, what you think about this whole thing. We can come back to it. I have no problem whatsoever. If you want to have a further discussion, we can do it, man. If you want to come up and talk about it personally on here, we can set it up for a Sunday evening or something like that. And then, boom, just go. Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. Until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed. Another dope show.